Hey guys, I'm Otaku Kent.
And I'm Creepy Jasmine.
And welcome to our review, discussion.
A discussion of our
Disney trip. Disney World.
honeymoon.
Yeah, honeymoon. Our Disney honeymoon.
Mooniversary, if you will. Some other names for it include, and I just pop on my list.
Just the scroll. If you actually pulled one out, that'd be a whole different video.
But yeah, here to talk about how that went, some things we liked, if there was anything we didn't like,
Some changes we noticed, especially at Disney World.
Now, I don't update myself too much on all of that, so any changes that have been noticed or either things that he's already noticed or if he's pointed out to me, then I'll comment on it.
So let's start. Do you want to talk about the plane ride, or do you want to just skip straight ahead?
I mean, it's up to you. We can talk about the plane ride. It's very brief.
We woke up at 3 a.m., got to the airport, waited for our plane till 7, and then we finally got into our hotel. We stayed at Pop Century. We got in probably about 10:30 because we used Mears Connect to get to the resort, and they stopped off at multiple resorts before getting to ours.
Yeah, all in all, I mean, the trip itself from like Georgia to Florida was very much so a short trip. It was really all of the waiting that made up for most of the time, like waiting between the car ride and getting onto the plane, waiting for the plane to take off or the bus to come. It was those things that made it long, but the trips themselves on the vehicles were very short transitions. So,
although in the future, I'm thinking instead of the Mears Connect bus, probably the personal vehicle.
I mean, yeah, the minivan. No,
not the minivan. Well, close enough. Basically, it's still Mears Connect, but they instead of being on a big bus, we're just in a car.
Oh, okay.
And they take us right to our resort.
Okay. Yeah. When we got onto the resort, we had to go find our hotel room. Well, we didn't go in right away.
Yeah, our room wasn't ready when we arrived, so they held onto our bags, and we went straight to Magic Kingdom.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that? Because I was just going to talk about the distance.
Yeah, let's go. We're still at the resort. Go ahead and talk about the resort.
But in any case, when we finally made it back after the rooms had been ready, we were trying to find like the shortest route to the room.
And boy, did we find the wrong one.
Yeah, no.
So you think, okay, we're going to follow these signs and we'll get there. So... yeah. Not only did I get there first,
I got lost. I did not know where I was turned around completely.
I went to go to guest services to ask a couple questions first. Then I went to the room. She went straight to the room, and I still beat her.
See, what happened was I read the map wrong, so I started walking in the opposite direction. And by the time I had gotten halfway to the point where I was like, this doesn't make any sense. I should have reached it by now. Did I realize, I was in the wrong direction. So that I had to walk all the way back. And at that point, got lost. So it made the whole thing take even longer.
And by the time she got to the 80s, and it was the 80s building, right?
Yeah.
By the time she got to the 80s area, she's like, where's our building? I can't find it. I said... I see her from our balcony outside. I'm like, turn around. All right, do you see the big Roger Rabbit? Yeah. Turn backwards. Hi. I don't see you. Look up at the balcony.
Well, I mean, he's not specifying where he is. So, I'm looking for somebody on the ground. He's not telling me he's all the way up there. Just because I have my glasses on doesn't mean I have good vision. My vision is still very bad. Okay.
After realizing that we went around the long way, we realized, go down the Rubik's Cube stairs and go across this parking lot, and it's right there.
Literally, like, right by the buses. Like, you want to talk about going around your elbow just to scratch your behind? I mean, we took the longest path.
Took a tour around the pop
I
century.
mean, at this point, we were just exploring. You know what I mean? We weren't even trying to find the room at all.
Now, we didn't eat at the resort, and we went straight into Magic Kingdom. We hopped on the bus. Well, we got things that we needed out of the bag, my phone charger, the backpack, stuff like that. We got into Magic Kingdom, and little did I remember and realize that they had the little automatic scanners for the bags.
Oh,
so
yeah.
here I am, I'm zipping my bag ready to get looked at because I remember from our last trip.
Yeah.
Only for us to just go through and I'm like, oh, right.
Yeah, that one kind of threw me off too because our last trip was in 2017 and I remember them having to like go through your bags and you'd have to unzip it and everything being a much longer process. This now, it felt so quick. It was just everyone's in. Just beep,
yeah,
beep,
all you had to do is wait
beep.
in line for the Magic Band reader.
Yeah, really. And even then it was super short. So you want to talk about making something very, what is it, expeditious event. It's going through all of that security.
So first thing we did is we tracked down a couple of my friends, which are now her friends.
Yeah.
We first went and found, his name is Pat. He went by It's Pat, but now it's Rope Drop. He was filming the cavalcade that was going around, and I'm like, look for the guy with the blue hat. There he is, because he was already in the in front of the firehouse and all that.
Yeah, very sweet guy, very sweet gentleman. It's my first time with a lot of the more bigger YouTube name stars, especially the ones who do a lot of the Disney or theme park content. So just meeting him was like, oh, okay, well, this is nice and unique. He had like the full setup and the gear, you know what I mean? It was really cool.
And then we went to track Tanya down.
That one was funny.
Oh man, so she's streaming. She's over at Sleepy Hollow. She's having a snack. And like, okay, we'll go to Sleepy Hollow. Right before we get to Sleepy Hollow, she somehow went around us. And
Just two ships passing in the night.
and so we ended up having to retrack and go back around. We ended up meeting her right there between Frontierland and Liberty Square, around that area.
Yeah, no, it was really nice, really sweet seeing them for the first time. Again, it's really one of those things where if you're not like big on any YouTube platform, if you constantly watch content creators on TV and then you see them in real life, it really takes away that barrier and really introduces humanity. And you're like, okay, you're not just someone that I see on my 70-inch, you know what I mean? Like at this point you're an actual person standing in front of me with all these thoughts, ideas, and feelings. I don't mean to get philosophical or anything, but it's just kind of like I always thought of you like a star, and now you're just like me, and I think that's really cool.
Tanya and Robin were really sweet, and when we found her, I was like, Tanya, and she doesn't go huh or hello. She goes, what?
You can hear that too on her live stream, in which you actually see our faces pop up. And the way they turned when they introduced us, I was like, they turned so fast and they got so close so quick. So, give us a hug, and we hugged them back. But I was like, there's no way they caught us on camera. Well, you go to look at the live stream, and I was like, ooh, they really caught us on camera.
Yep. We spent a little time with them. We talked to them, and then we started making our way to some rides and shops and what have you. We didn't really eat anything. We had a Mickey pretzel and a LeFou's brew as a quick bite before our big lunch of Liberty Tree.
Yeah, I didn't realize how big of a lunch Liberty Tree was going to be. It's all you care to enjoy, and boy, did you enjoy quite a bit. What did we say was top tier there? I think it was the roast. We said like the roast was hitting the most.
Yeah.
Followed closely by those mashed potatoes. Undefeated. Let me tell you, mashed potatoes, undefeated champ.
Mac and cheese was bottom tier.
It wasn't bottom tier. Oh, I mean, it was, but like the rolls were worse.
Oh yeah, they were just hard rocks, and the butter was unsalted.
Yeah, it's just not good. You really felt like at first it was cute because you're like, oh my god, like I'm an old timey peasant, and then you taste how bland those rolls are and how bland the butter was, and you're like, oh no, I'm an old timey peasant. No, like ooh, not great.
We after we finished eating, which was we were full. We didn't eat for the rest of that day.
Oh my goodness, there was just so much food that the idea that I had to move around in the blazing hot sun after was just, ugh.
Well, that's why we went on some dark rides.
Yeah, and get a chance to sit down and really let that food digest.
But as soon as we left the restaurant, we actually got to see the Festival of Fantasy Parade. And there was this group that had all these little stuffed animals.
Oh, yes. This one kid, young gentleman, he just had, I don't even know where he was keeping all these things. Like, he didn't have a stroller in sight. I didn't see any bags. He just had hella stuffed animals. It was ridiculous.
And he was stuffing them into a backpack.
Yeah,
a tiny backpack.
There's no way the backpack held that much stuff. It would have been bursting at the seams. But he'd be capturing the character's attention, and they would see, a stuffed animal reference to either what they were in or of them. And they'd be like, oh my god, like, look, like pointing it out to the other cast members. And it happened with every single float that went by.
Yep.
They would just be like, what? Oh! Hey,
Some of them were really impressed by the stuffed animals that were being presented. Others were just impressed by the sheer number of them.
Either way, they were impressed. If that kid ever sees this out here, way to go, kid. Yeah, you made the books. Congratulations.
We watched. We didn't watch Enchantment through the square, or not the square, the hub, or the Main Street. We
decided to go on rides.
Yeah, we rode Splash Mountain, which
fun.
By the time we get back down there, it will probably be gone. They did announce that starting in 2024 that the retheming will be completed.
Oh, gotcha.
So yeah, by the time we get down there, it probably won't be Splash Mountain no more. At least not the one we know.
Still, we had a good time. It was
Big
really
Thunder.
fun. Oh yeah, also a lot of fun. The drops, golly, Big Thunder. Man, that thing can get rough.
So, for reference, big guy, little woman. Yeah. My gut will stop the bar, and she will have a mile of space.
And that's what happened on Big Thunder. It had a lot of drops, and I didn't even know you were looking at me. Were you watching me?
Yes, because I was afraid you were going to fly out.
Yeah, every single time it like dipped, turned, or anything, immediately I would just lift out of my seat. I would just start hovering, kind of like how I do with the Tower of Terror. Like those straps can't keep me down. I literally just start levitating. And so he's looking at me like, oh gosh, she's gonna fly out. I need to go and protect her. And I'm just like hands up, floating in the air like, whee! Yeah! Yeah! I'm in danger. He's like, no!
But that was, we had a really good time. And then the best part came the next day at Epcot.
So much fun. An absolute blast. I'll say it every time. Epcot is my favorite of all the parks. And Orange Bird is my favorite of all the birds.
So the way we started it was, like I said, we were at Pop Century, so we took the Skyliner there. That was a fun experience.
It was just really neat to be up in the air like that. Felt like a tour over Florida's marshlands, aka Disney World.
We got to the International Gateway in France, and we were like, let's go right over to Remy's. We're right there. Let's get it out of the way. Well, right before you hit that last turn, before you can see the vehicles, it goes down. And they said we can stay in line or we can go.
We waited for a little bit of time before he made the right call of like, let's
go do Frozen.
Yeah, and so we did that. Frozen wasn't too long away. It was like 25, 30 minutes.
25, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so it was a very short wait for us. That was a really fun ride. I do like the reverse part and the big snowman.
Marshmallow?
Yes.
Yeah. Let go!
Yeah, and he was super cute. He
Now,
was adorable.
I've seen footage of the Frozen ride a bunch of times. Seeing it in real life, you realize how unarticulated the facial features are. I know they're projections, but they needed something to, like, I don't know, make a nose or something. It was bad.
Now, as someone who has really never seen the ride, I was fully impressed with everything, okay?
Oh, I bet you were enthralled with the Let It Go room.
Oh, I was. That was a lot of fun. Everything about it was fun. That whole ride was just a blast.
So we get out of Frozen, we start making our way back around, and I'm never gonna not do it. We're going back around. We're passing Mexico, going back. And I'm like, let's see what the wait times are. I go in the app, and Remy's back up for a 15-minute wait.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, let's book it. Let's get this out of the way before the big crowds really start coming through. And we make it back there. Keep in mind, we're pretty much back at the entrance of the World Showcase.
Now, he was thoroughly convinced that by the time we had gotten there, the wait time was going to have jumped up significantly.
At least to 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
By the time we got there, it was still 15 minutes. And it was still a roughly 15-minute wait. I was shaking.
That ride was so much fun. I mean, from start to finish, I love, when they hit you with the mop and you feel the water splash on your face, or the jerky feeling when you're running, or when the air vents blow, you've got the wind on your face. Just all of those features, you feel so immersed in their world. And I think that's really fun and creative. That's my first time being on one of those magnetic...
trackless rides.
Yeah, the trackless rides. Like, those weren't really there in 2017.
Mm-hmm. Mickey's Runaway Railway was just being prepared.
Yeah, exactly.
If memory serves me correctly, the Great Movie Ride just closed like a few months before. And they had that
giant curtain or poster,
the wall,
whatever.
yeah.
So, yeah, it's my first time with the trackless ride, and let me tell you, that might be the way to go, because with what limited space they had, they made you feel like you were in an infinite world. It was really cool.
After that, we did, we were like, let's get something to eat. So we went to the Creperie over in France, and that was delicious.
Bussin'. On God. Bussin'.
She had, was it the salmon one?
No, it was the ham. It's like ham and bacon.
Yeah, and then I had the sweet one that was like a banana Foster. Yeah. And then we divided them in half, and we swapped.
Exactly. So I had half of a savory and a sweet. He had half of the savory and the sweet. I mean, just delicious. Mm-hmm. If I could get a dozen of those, I'd be satisfied. I think mine was... The more savory ones were made with like some sort of different wheat, right?
Buckwheat.
Yeah, buckwheat. As opposed to the other crepes, which were made with like flour and stuff. So very tasty. Very delicious.
After that, we started going on more of the rides and all that.
We went to go get his Winnie the Pooh ears.
At the UK Pavilion, yeah.
And there at the UK Pavilion, we discovered that Mary Poppins was going to be having photos in the back. So we went over to that garden area, took a couple photos. That was really nice.
No photo pass photographer. I thought that was odd.
They're trying to be incognito. We did eventually find Winnie the Pooh.
Who was supposed to be in the UK Pavilion, but wasn't.
Yes, he was out catching butterflies near the Imagination ride. And the most hilarious part about this, I mean, the whole scene was hilarious, but it's just...
You felt bad. We felt bad for Winnie.
Felt bad, but it was so funny. So Winnie the Pooh was out here. He's like swinging his net, trying to catch butterflies, having a good old time. You see these people just heckling him, just a bunch of young kids. Like
English is not their first language.
No, they were foreigners. And they just like, Pooh! Winnie the Pooh! Turn around!
And he'd turn around and just go...
And then as soon as he would go back to doing some other activity other than just standing there, then they would immediately just, Pooh! 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 And so at this point, Pooh has decided to actively ignore these children. So he just has his back turned, so, swinging his net. And now I want to take a photo of Kent, who's wearing his Winnie the Pooh shirt with his freshly made Winnie the Pooh ears.
Freshly made.
Yeah, freshly bought, freshly made. Fresh out the oven Winnie the Pooh ears. And so I'm trying to like hope, like, you know, please, Pooh, just one last time, turn around. One last time. But he never does. And it looks like just a clip from an episode of The Office. You just see like the blurred out image of Pooh like waving a net around back towards us. And Kent just awkwardly standing. It's not his fault. He has an awkward posed smile. I told him to smile. And at that point, it just looked like he was frowning because it's hot outside. So he just looks miserable as he stands there with Pooh behind him. And I'm like, this is gold.
My smile is very prevalent when I'm laughing. When I do a candid photo and I smile, it doesn't look like I'm smiling.
He doesn't have a very well practiced camera smile. His smile comes from more natural things. What do they call it? Oh, I used the wrong word. I used candid the wrong way. But you know what I mean.
So after we did the whole thing with Pooh, we just did we ride the Imagination ride right after that, or did we come back to that?
I think we came back to it, but we did ride it.
Yeah. The only thing we didn't ride at Epcot was Test Track, and that was because that was an hour wait, and we didn't feel like waiting an hour.
We went to go ride Mission Space.
Mission Space. She went orange, I went green.
First of all, orange is the best one because green is lame and for babies.
You've never even tried it.
I've heard things about it that make it sound lame and for babies because I know for a fact you don't even land the ship.
Yeah, you do.
Well, it's not as fun. So there's that.
We soon after that we decided to make our way over to over to the buses because we're heading to Animal Kingdom Lodge for our Sanaa lunch.
Ooh, Sanaa. That resort was beautiful.
Animal Kingdom Lodge is definitely one of the beautiful resorts. Mm-hmm. We got to see some animals.
Yes, we were eating. They were just in the background. Zebras, giraffes. Those are the only two I really remember seeing.
The one with the long antlers.
There's quite a few animals that have long antlers. Could be a cantaloupe. I'm sorry.
It's okay, my honeydew. So we had the bread service, and we also had a dessert. We had a couple drinks, and yeah, we had a really good time. The bread service was phenomenal. It
was everything you thought it would be. Everything you think that the bread service is gonna taste like all the good things you're thinking, because you're thinking, damn, I really like bread. If that's you, it's everything you think it's gonna be and more.
After we finally got that, we went over to the other half of the resort and we looked at the bigger gift shop.
Them prices, baby. Baby. That's that DVC money. That's what that is. Because I ain't got it. No, I don't. No, ma'am.
We made our way back to Epcot and we started doing more rides. And eventually we met up with our friend, Michael K.
That one felt wild. That one is still wild to me. And I can't believe we took a photo with this man and ate food with him. I sat next to him. Our knees touched. And that's still throwing me off. So that's, if that helps you picture what I think of him as a content creator, and me just like, I'll never wash this knee again. Michael, you're watching this?
Yes, he's probably going to watch this.
Oh, God. But, yeah, no, that's me, and that's still me. So that was fun. He's actually really cool, really sweet guy. Glad he didn't catch me on my most embarrassing moment right before he showed up, which was trying to catch a duck.
She's like, this duck is just running around. She's like, oh, you catch it. She looked like a little kid chasing a duck.
And he goes, babe, leave it alone. You can't chase the ducks. And I said, I don't see any sign anywhere that says I can't chase these ducks. That sign can't stop me because I can't read.
And then I pull up the rule saying, don't touch the ducks.
And then he tells Michael what I was doing, and Michael goes, oh yeah, you can't touch the ducks. And I was like, turns out I cannot touch these ducks.
So yeah, we hung out with Michael, we ate some food, he took us to get the the violet lemonade, excuse me.
Yeah, the violet, that was, that is so tasty. Like, if it just looks delicious to you, understand it tastes more delicious. And if it doesn't look delicious to you, you're about to have your mind blown.
So out of everything, our meals for the day were eating half and half. We were splitting things from the booths for Flower and Garden.
Yes.
The only thing that we did not like was it was a smoothie. It was a honey and peach smoothie with blueberry vodka.
Ooh.
That vodka was strong.
It was strong because they didn't even blend it. It was literally ice cream at the top.
Smoothie.
Yeah, smoothie at the top and just straight vodka at the bottom.
And you couldn't tell. It just kind of like that.
It was so nasty. No matter what you did, it just wouldn't make the flavor any better. You're just drinking blueberry vodka straight until you finally get to the smoothie part. But God forbid you drank all the smoothie first. Then you're out of luck.
I did not drink all the vodka. I just drank from the top and just slowly went down.
Yeah, I just decided, Mama didn't raise no punk. So once I tasted the blueberry vodka and knew that it was not blended well, I said, forget it. I'm just going to raw dog it. So
smoothie, really good. Vodka, no.
Yeah, agreement. Smoothie, fantastic. Vodka, maybe less.
Maybe none.
Maybe don't do that again. Well, let's learn our lesson. Disney.
Well, after debating this, we can finally confirm the vodka is potato.
What else do we have? We had some wontons. Right?
Oh yes, the wontons from China were great.
He ate most of them. Anyway, Frushy. I get why Dev likes it. I get why Prince Charming Dev likes it. I would, if we were locals, I can see myself getting that every once in a while. I can see that as a once a trip kind of treat. Okay.
I can't imagine myself going to get it every time I go to Epcot.
Now, it was just mid. Frushy was a very mid fruit to me. And by that I mean, did I hate it? No. Did I like it? Also, no. Like, if somebody offered a piece to me, I'd eat it. I would say, yes, okay, I'll eat it. If I had to go out of my way to buy it, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I wouldn't even try. Even if it was just sat down in front of me, I probably wouldn't even take a piece. It would literally have to be offered to me for me to eat it. So, that's my opinion on the Frushy. Wontons, though, fantastic.
Yeah. After me and Jazz and Michael all splitted ways, we ran into Tom Does Disney.
Oh, I also had some great sparkling wine while I was out there over at this little booth in Italy.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very tasty. And Michael also said that I had made a good choice. I don't remember what that choice was, but he said it was good, and that's what counts.
We ran into Tom Does Disney. So, Michael, we all said goodbye to Michael. We hung out with Tom for the evening.
Tom's car is so cool. Oh, my God. It's so fast. It's so fast. You just hear that thing, whoa, you're like, ah! It was great. Every single time he revved the engine, I was like, fantastic, go faster.
We all watched Harmonious together. Top tier show.
Beautiful. I almost cried. And we were rocking out, like, especially when it came to The Lion King or Princess and the Frog. It was very take me to church, you know?
We went to church.
Heavy on the gospel, spared nothing. Heavy on the gospel.
And then Tom showed us around the future world. We got to see Guardians of the Galaxy, the ship that's in front of the Nova Corps ship. Guardians had not opened yet. It was still a couple weeks away. So we just took the picture, and then Tom took an amazing photo of us in front of Spaceship Earth.
Yeah, well, it was lit up. Very beautiful. It was nice.
And then he gave us a lift over to Disney Springs, where we had salt and straw ice cream and Gideon's cookies.
Ooh, yes. So, Gideon's cookies. If you've ever even seen it, then you'll understand it when I say they were very much so like, would you like cookie dough with your chocolate?
Oh, not as bad as the triple chocolate.
Yeah,
that's like every inch is chocolate and there's a cookie center.
There were so many large, we're not even talking small, large chocolate chips on this one cookie that was about as big as my head. Okay?
That's an exaggeration.
That was an enormous cookie. That thing was thick too. It was like a daggum biscuit. It was crazy and so delicious.
Need some milk.
Oh no, you need milk for this one. This is not a milkless cookie type.
I regret not buying milk.
Yeah, you're gonna need some high quality moo juice. And then salt and straw, definitely some unique flavors. Like what I had the strawberry balsamic, something like that.
Yeah, pepper. Strawberry, pepper, balsamic, or something like that.
Yeah, no, it had strawberries, duh, black pepper, and balsamic. And at first I was like, because you would taste strawberry on the front and then balsamic on the back. But the more you ate it, the more the flavors really started to mesh and blend together. And you would also taste the slight undertones of the pepper that were coming. What did I say? Like the pepper. But you understand what I'm saying? Like it had a very complex flavor profile. I'll give it that. But none of the flavors were even bad. Like they had an olive oil flavor that I tried.
That was weird to me.
I liked it. It was kind of earthy.
I regret getting the lavender or whatever I had and not getting the ooey gooey brownie.
Oh, you think so? Yeah, his was nice. It was definitely more of a refreshing type of ice cream rather than a decadent dessert type of thing. But didn't you say you just didn't want to overload yourself with chocolate?
Yeah.
See, he should have overloaded himself with chocolate.
And we also met a very nice couple that were actually from our area.
Yeah, surprisingly. Yeah. Very sweet girl. Very sweet guy. Surprisingly, this world's kind of small. Turns out. Make it stop!
But yeah, our Disney World trip was short, but it was a lot of fun. Let me actually check the good old time here. Let's see where we're at. We're at 33 minutes, so we're actually going to split this up into two parts. That was the Disney World part, and we're going to jump on into the Disney Cruise part in just a moment. So yeah, thank you for joining us for part one. I'm Taku Kent.
And I'm, you know what, just call me Jasmine this time. Let's skip the formalities. We're friends now. You can just call me Jazz.
We love you guys. Don't forget to love each other. And don't forget
to stay
random.
random.
Peace out.